One of the privileges about being a senior pastor is you get a chance to meet amazing people in your life. And one particular couple that comes to my mind immediately is Ed and Karen Black. And I'll never forget the day when Ed first came in and we sat down for the very first time and had a conversation in my office. And I immediately knew that there was something special about this couple. When they came into Grace for the very first time, I knew that I had to take advantage of the gift that God had brought through the door at Grace. And over a period of time, which actually didn't take that long because of some history that we had with friends in the past, we immediately began to pull them in to help us out in different areas of the church. And I brought Ed in as a part of our leadership council to help us to make key crucial decisions that we were making at that particular time. One of the things that Ed and Karen bring is a wealth of experience ministry-wise. And one of the gifts that Ed has is a gift of being able to see the big picture. And outreach is one of the big gifts that he has. And so we were able to sit down and talk about some of the things that we knew that we could do in our community that would make a big difference for Christ. There are certain specific things that you look for as a pastor when you surround yourself with leaders to make crucial decisions when it comes to the direction of the church and what you believe is God's plan for the church. And one of the things that I immediately noticed about Ed was the fact that Ed is an extremely loyal person. I needed to know going into this that I had someone that was going to stand beside me and cover my back as we move forward. And Ed brought a tremendous amount of loyalty. One thing also that I noticed about Ed was that he was a team player, and he recognized that it wasn't just about me and it wasn't just about him. It was about us as a team, as a council, making crucial decisions together as we move forward. He was an incredible team player. He brought a seasoned experience to the table as well. He's been in ministry for years. And when you're moving forward, again, in God's calling, you want to know that you have somebody that has had the experiences and can understand the decisions that need to be made, sometimes the hard decisions that have to be made. And Ed brought that definitely to the table. He understands assimilation. He understands the culture. He understands what it takes to not just be a part of a council, but to bring an entire church congregation together to make things happen. Bottom line is, as a church moving forward, we want to know that for the kingdom, we are making results. And Ed had the ability to be able to help us to do that. And I appreciate the gifts, not only that he brought to the table, but also the friendship that we developed in the process. There's also a really important aspect about ministry, and that's the ability to stand up in front of people. And Ed is very comfortable on the platform. He brought a wealth of experience of being able to teach, to be able to give announcements, to communicate from the pulpit that was very comfortable and very warming to the congregation. But even more than that, what Ed brought to the table was the ability to recruit people to be a part of teams and to train them, to develop them, to help them to build the ability to be comfortable doing what God has called them to do. Media is one of Ed's greatest gifts besides the ability to be able to just speak and teach. Social media is his gift. He helped to completely develop our media ministry in the church, which was really in short supply when Ed first came. And when he left, he took us to a whole nother level. And I'm excited to see what God is doing in the life of Ed Black. If you're looking for somebody to come in and make a difference, bring a whole lot of different aspects to your team, I believe with all my heart that Ed is the man to do that. I would highly encourage you to consider him to be a part of your team. You'll be glad that you did.